Alrighty. Now, we've been focusing a lot on mechanics, and we've been focusing on um level design, beautiful level design. But today I'd really like to focus on level design, like full blown, like I want a massive structure that I can uh circumnavigate, if you will, just completely free roam however I want and do whatever. I want to have a structure where I can do that. And today we're going to make that structure. So, weird accents and weird mechanics out of the way, and aside from our awesomeness that we are about to accomplish, we are going to create a new place to roam and adding more accents. Yay. So we're going to select everything except for our beautiful generator. Everything level-wise. And press the little delete button. Boop! And we're going to leave that, except for the text, of course. We're going to leave everything that's here, because it's fine. But now, we're going to add a terrain. Now, if you don't already know how to do this, great. You get to learn in like 5 less minutes. So over on our panel over here, or modes panel, we're going to add a new terrain, or it's called landscape, but I call it terrain. So we're going to go here and we're going to go to manage. And the reason sculpt and paint are shaded and we can't click on them because we have nothing to sculpt or paint. We have a grid, but that's not our terrain. That's where our potential terrain is going to be. So, right now, I have it completely maxed, I believe. If it's not, then I'm going to max it out. But you can max it out with 2x2 sections. That'll make it even bigger than, of course, just a 1x1. It should duplicate it. You can crank this up as high as it'll go by typing in 999 as much as possible. And that's how that works. Or if you want to even go up on Tuesday, not zeros, nines. That's how you'll do that. So now let's go into our highest camera speed, which is 8, and that's pretty darn big. You're like, nah, that ain't that big. You're right. It's not that big from a giant standpoint, but let's just remember. Let's remember. Here's our. Oh my gosh, it's going so fast I can't even see. Here's our generator. We're gonna select our generator. Okay. Select the generator, please. Sorry. I'm going to select the generator. And we're going to go back here. It's not letting us select it. That's whatever. We're gonna just zoom out. There's our generator. That small disappearing box. Wow, that's a pretty big terrain if I do say so myself. I think that's a big enough terrain. But I don't want that big of a terrain, so I am going to cut it down. And we'll add why would someone want that material? We'll just add a simple grass material. And I do like sci-fi, and that's what we're going to do. But you're probably like, last time I tripped grass is a sci-fi. Well, you don't have to have, like, this is your world. This can just be, like, your starting plane for where you do everything. So, excuse me, by that I mean, and I will scale these up, and I don't know why I haven't already, but we'll scale those up. Scale it up, and I think that's outside of the world. It is. Well, not the world, but that's good. Anyways, and we'll play. Can't play an editor when performing edit Y operation. What? What? Maybe it wants us to scale it down? I don't know what it's asking. We'll just do it in the properties here. We'll do undo a bunch of times, see if that works. I don't know what's going on. It's not letting us play. What do you mean, editing Y? Edit Y operation. That pretty much just means I'm editing this. Wow. You're gonna be rude. I see how it is. So we're gonna have to scale those things back. I'll be back when I fix this. Alright, so I got it working. I just resized the stuff and then I just saved it. Yeah, that's what I did. So we're good now. That's there from our previous shading, I believe, and that'll be fixed. It's there from something. Really don't know. Whoa, I really don't know what. But let's see. Can we see the shadow from up here? We cannot. Okay, that was weird. That was here, then it was gone. Those 256 objects, by the way, that need to be rebuilt. That's pretty much every tile of terrain that we just put in. So if we made that bigger, it would be like 1,000 something, maybe even 4,000, depending on how large we made our specific terrain. And we didn't make it too terribly big, so we don't have to worry about that. But just to test that it still works, we are all good. So, if I remember correctly, we were working on terrain and our special little thing called our level design, which will be a little sci-fi laboratory for us. Also, I forgot to mention this, but the reason this is here is because I have a really cool pack called Top-Down Sci-Fi, and it's got a whole bunch of stuff for top-down sci-fi games and levels, whatever. I'm going to turn this back down to 4 because that's very irritating, and that's why this is kind of cut out, because it's for top-down, so it expects a wall to be here. It's not for, I mean, you know, I mean, like, you could still use it for like a 3D world like we are. Works just fine. Yep, works just fine. But that's not what it's intended for. But that doesn't matter because we're still, we'll actually grab that along with all of our particles. Sorry. No, 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 no. We just want this and that 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 and that. What else is not selected? And that. I feel like it shows that there's stuff that's still not selected, and that. And we'll transform that down. That looks good, right? It still looks normal. Nothing out of the blue. Nope. Okay, so we're good. And back to our terrain. We can still do stuff with this, like if we wanted, add some hills or mountains, depending on how rigid we want to do this. Here's how I would do some hilly mountains, a very rough terrain. Still something you can navigate. Very, very rough though, not something very low poly, not something that you would want your player walking around, of course, because we are in Unreal. We want high poly here. So with if we want high poly, then we're going to give it high poly. And the way we're going to give it high poly is our smooth brush. This, once again, this is just our sculpt brush. So we can do this in, out, we can make this go. There's different ways to use this, but we are going to use our smooth brush. We're going to max out the brush size. There's still, I don't want a fallout. I never use a fallout unless I'm really trying to do a specific kind of smoothing job. So now, like, all that rigidity's gone, and say you don't want that. That's totally fine. That's totally cool. Still we can navigate it. We run over here. It's like completely awesome. It's like, yeah. Um, walk around at all. Fine, there's no problems. But say you're like, yeah, I want a little bit of rigidity. Well, some of that will come into models, and you'll just have to import a model. But you just want like a general randomized kind of rigid mountain. Sweet, there's different ways. We can do erosion. Give a couple clicks with erosion. Gives it a little bit more rigidity than what we had. As you can see what I did there. It kind of uh, pushes the whole mountain in a little bit, but you know it's a little bit of rigidity. And then of course you could make that smaller and a bit more specific and do that. Sculpt it up a little bit more if you wanted, per how you want this to be, which I'll do because this smoothing obviously takes it down, so does the erosion. So I will forget about that. We're all imperfecto. And so that's a little bit better. Kind of got the edge of the mountain here. And then if that's not rigid enough for you, then I've got something coming up, don't worry. You highly rigid map makers, you, gosh, making our lives so hard for us tutorial makers. Well, that looks like a good mountain. That looks good to me. I like the way that looks. Add a little extra something with noise. Now, we'll demo noise out here. We'll demo it. But here's our I believe these are our default settings for noise. That's noise. It can go up, down, in, out. So here it's going, it's wanting to do both here, and that's the whole thing of noise, is it does both no matter what. No matter where you are, what you're doing, it's kind of just randomized. That's why it's called noise. It's not anything specific. It's just like very unpredictable, very random, and it kind of just does whatever it wants. But if you are careful enough and you know, kind of know what look you're looking for, you can manipulate that properly into whatever else you're making. So, how we're going to manipulate this is crank up that noise scale. I don't want it that strong. We'll turn down the tool strength. And then kind of just paint the entire area with it. Not that much. No. Why is it not working properly? Is it maxed out that does it really heavy? No, maxed out does it really light, like I thought. Okay. Which is kind of contradictory. To me, it was contradictory because to what I thought it would be. Turn this down even more, I guess. I don't know. We just won't do that. We'll do some very small stuff that like we already did there. That's good enough for me. And then now we can just test. See, folks, this is what happens when you do level editing. Is it turns your stuff under the world and you can't get it spawn right, do anything. It's just so emotional. I was at the right place. We're gonna turn this up to. Jeez. Remember, if you're trying to select anything, go back to place. And go up and take you. You're fine. You're fine. You're good. You're dandy. Okay. And this guy still take. We still take damage from this guy. We're half health. Uh-oh, not good. Let's climb up to the mountain. And maybe later on we'll add like some sort of health pack. Once again, all those fine tool brush, you can fix all this low poly crap and super rigid stuff there later if you want. But, you know, from a third person's perspective, it looks pretty good. But yeah. Also, if I man, that spine, the spine bending just looks so good from what we did. It just so proud of myself. I'm so glad I could actually do that properly. I do not like that the noises are so weird. I don't know if they're just randomized, but they are very weird. Can I just reload whenever? Oh, I guess I never fixed that. Well, at least I can't shoot when I reload. That's good. Good. That should just kill me. Just die already. And then, obviously, all our bullet traces will delete because we started the level over. Now, we get into the wonderful world of level design. And I'll kind of show you guys how to do some of the basics super quick here. So we're going to start out on a flat area, and then we'll transport it over to wherever we want to go. So we're going to start off with floors. And for a floor, I think I will go good oldie this. Definitely not that. That? That, no. We want something very, that looks good. That looks good. Okay, good. And then so now, we make sure you have grid snapping for transformation on and rotation. You want that on for everything, and scale even actually. You want that on for everything because with level design, you want to be as accurate as you possibly can. So we're going to Control W to duplicate, and perfect duplication. It's going crazy. And then we'll do that. We'll move everything a little north. It's going to be floating off the ground, but it's fine. Then now we're just going to do a little bit more duplication. Make our life so much easier. Not easy, just easier, I guess, is a better vocabulary. And we'll crank this down so we can be a little bit more specific with where our stuff is being placed. And then select all that. And looks about good. Good. And then Eh, good. Yes. So, let's take our player start and transport it over here so we can just kind of see, hey, how's everything going? Is this too large of an area? Is it too small of an area? Is it or is it just right? Are we gonna be Goldilocks? Yes, yes we are. Okay. I'm thinking about maybe cutting a lot of this out because there is a lot involved in doing all of this, obviously. Oh, oh, couldn't tell. Oh, you couldn't? Well, I'm so sorry. And that's my phone going off. Um, bad what? Oh, I thought that just said that that did not look like size. That didn't look like size, buddy. That looks I'll quadruple it. Bleh. I will quadruple it is what I think I'll do. So if you don't know what quadruple is, get out because you need no math. All right, so we'll oh my gosh, we're just going to do this to this. Wait, why did it include all that stuff? What? That was really weird. I don't even know. Um, get it all. What did I select? That was weird. Nothing. I don't know why I did that. It's whatever. We'll move it south one tick. Or whatever. South from my perspective. Then we'll move it that way. Then we will reselect all of this. And then we'll move it. Not there, you goober. That way. And then that way. And sorry for the crying in the background, because I'm pretty sure you can hear it. Looks good, even though it looks 3D, even though we all know it's just a flat thing. Looks nice and textured. Yes. Yes, why yes it does. It is amazing how it takes shading into account of the materials. That is amazing. I love that about this engine. Why do you think we're using it? Anyways, now that we have all that awesomeness done, I'm just gonna take one more look. Much better. Much better. Okay, so once again, all of that is the world, and now this. So, we're going to include walls, which can be a little bit more complex of a process. So you saw how I did the whole duplication thing. I'm gonna do that kind of thing, but with walls and do a different like kind of pattern, kind of add a little bit more variety into our walls. And I'm going to skip all of it because you've kind of seen the whole thing. And so I'll just be right back after I'm done with the walls and a little area, I guess, of the place. So yeah, be right back. Okay, so I finished with the whole room idea. I did put windows in here, and you're going to notice that there's a difference between like the kind of reflection kind of look that we get depending on where we're at. It's just like this reflection that it thinks the whole world's flat, and so that's kind of how it's reflecting it as. And for some reason, everything else is shaded. Um, but this is fine, and that's because it's a top-down map, like I said earlier. There was a reflection sphere, a reflection capture sphere, this little thing, or a sphere reflection capture, Wow, I really know how to say that backwards, but it doesn't matter. And it was capturing like the template, the first person template thing that I didn't want in there, and so yeah, I kind of took that out. Yawns, excuse me. And so we kind of took that out, and now it has that. But that's the best I could do for Windows. And we'll add a well, we'll say they're force fields, so we're not going to add a window breaking mechanic for these, but we will for like actual windows. Regardless, we're going to I'm going to show you kind of how we're going to get out of our little prison, because as of right now, we're just, well, exactly like I said, we're in a little prison. And so I mean, we can kind of get out of our prison. If you call that getting out, then we've gotten out of the prison already. We're escaped. We can shoot out of the prison. That's good enough for us. But we're not out of the prison. So I just call it a prison because we can't get out. But once we can, we'll just say our little facility or base, whatever. So we're gonna center that a little bit. That looks pretty. Let's Now we can see how this is from a top-down standpoint. Anyways, so that was loud and weird, from my point. Ah, man, that was. I don't know why she did that. Anyways, so we're going to do this because I believe this is where the stairs are. I'm going to use these stairs because I like these stairs. You don't have to use these stairs. You can use the stair mechanic that is built, excuse me, into here. You could use that, but I like these because these are, this fits with the theme of what we're building. What? Oh, it's a ramp. Not stairs. Don't say it's stairs. Um, that's just the barrier you can put on stairs, but I don't think I'm going to. I guess that's like what you would put underneath these. I don't even know. Anyways, so I'm going to use. I don't know why I did that twice. I'm going to use the blue stairs, I think. We use the blue stairs, and I like my stuff to be symmetrical, very, very symmetrical. So we'll kind of make this somewhat symmetrical to the best of my ability, because stairs can be difficult. Don't diss. It's not easy to do these. Not for me, at least. And so, gosh, don't do that. Don't do that to me, man. You scare me. Stinking camera. And do that and that. Come on, that. Then we'll go up about there and then back over. Oh, so close. I was off by a mile. So close. Oh, how do we want to do this? I'll do it like it's set up, I guess. Just there and oh man, that's cutting it. But that's how it's set up after all. Um, oh, maybe that's what the ramps are for. Is for them to go up against that. I don't know. I don't know. It's whatever. And then we'll have yeah, I guess we'll do just little stairs that go out, and then we can yeah. That was perfect. That was perfect. Anyways, so we're gonna do that, and then we're going to all The best time to save it. Thank you, autosave. Love you so much. Right here. Thanks. Right on. So we're gonna do that. All my little dupe tricks. And then so we're going to do that, and then we'll rotate a good old 90 or 180. I mean, right on. Right there, and maybe right there, and maybe right there. That's offset right there, and that's, oh gosh, that's gonna throw me off. Oh, why is it like that? Let's just see what this is at. This is at our, it's 5130. So yeah, we're going to, the X is obviously going to be way off, but that the Y shouldn't be. So we'll just make it 3. Whoa. Okay, so that's 5-3. Wow. Just not even gonna mess with that logic right there, because just wow. That's all I gotta say, bro. Just wow. And then we'll duplicate that over. Oh, come on. Right over there. I'm gonna center that other one up too. I just forgot to do it. It's centered enough. We should be fine. I won't complain about that too much because we're not having critics look at our stuff now, are we? Sadly, I selected that wall and not our thing, but it's fine because we can just delete the wall when we duplicate it and rotate it. There we go. And there. And there. And there. Delete that. Oh, it's beautiful. Alright. And so, now, when we play and we do all our fancy stuff, ta-da! And I always zoom. It's just like a really weird habit because I just got off playing Far Cry not too long ago. Works pretty good. I like it. Like it. Looks good. And I think that's a good start for our level design. I'll probably make it a little bit more complex and fancy when we get back to our next episode. But as of now, I'll leave this one off here. Don't forget, compile. Dang it. Compile your lighting. Seriously, compile your lighting. I am not kidding here. If you don't do that, that's going to be there forever, and stuff will also not look good. Oh, that's trippy if I do the frame skip. Oh, that's trippy. Okay, I don't know what I did. I just did Shift F1. Okay, that's really weird. But our guy's happy. I'm happy. We're all pretty happy. And he'll see you in the next one along with me. Please like, rate, comment, subscribe, all that really cool stuff. And if you have suggestions or stuff that you want done for our series of Unreal FPS tutorials or anything, of course, we'll already be implementing multiplayer, so don't suggest that. That's coming anyways. Patience. But I'll pick those up, grab them, throw them in here, and we'll see what we can do and add them if you guys have any of those kind of ideas that are pretty cool. Anyways, really hope this helped you guys. If it didn't, or if you had any problems or troubles with this, you shouldn't. But I mean, who knows? People have problems and troubles with the weirdest things. Or if you have problems and troubles with the older stuff, just ask. Put it in the comments or shoot me a personal message. Put it in the discussion forum area on my YouTube channel, main page, and I'll answer. All right. That's all for this one, and I'll see you guys in next episode, which will be episode 9. All right. See ya.